Hello, Internet. This is Zelda Ace logging on. And in this episode, we are going to be going down here and talking to Muzu. He was tasked with finding us some shock arrows, but since he is not willing to help us, we must convince him to tell us where we can find those shock arrows. You came all the way here, but it was in vain. I have no desire to speak with you. Listen well, Muzu. There is something you need to know. He who stands here, the man called Link, is the one who my sister Mifa had feelings for. I was only a child then, so I did not know it myself at the time, but it is so. I grew up hearing my father tell stories, some of which were about my sister's undying love for a Hylian man named Link. What? No. You could not fool me with such a faithful lie, not this Zora. How could Lady Mifa possibly have feelings for a Hylian like him? The facts are clear. He remembers nothing, even when he looks upon Princess Mifa's statue. It is the truth, Buzu. Though you never knew it, he was ever in Mifa's heart.
I was thinking. This reminds me of the time we first met. You were just a reckless child. Always getting yourself hurt at every turn. Every time, I would heal you, just as I'm doing right now. I thought it was funny how, being a Hylian, you looked grown up so much faster than I did. I was always willing to heal your wounds, even back then. So if this Calamity Ganon does in fact return, what can we really do? We just don't seem to know much about what we'll be up against. But know this, that no matter how difficult this battle might get, if anyone ever tries to do you harm, then I will heal you. No matter when, or how bad the wound, I hope you know that I will always protect you. Once this whole thing is over, maybe things can go back to how they used to be when we were young. You know, perhaps we could spend some time together.
What is the matter, Link? Are you unwell? You are quivering like a hatchling. Whatever is the matter? Mifa, I remember. What? Do not mistake me for a fool, Hylian. There is no way you remember her just now when it is most convenient. He has a point there. It is a bit too conveniently timed. In any case, without any solid proof, I cannot possibly take you at your word. If you have any such proof, now is the time to show it. Do so, and I shall tell you how to get those shock arrows. Yes, as well as anything else you wish to know. Yep. Muzu wants proof, so we will give him proof. That proof being the Zora armor from earlier. Just equip the Zora armor, go back over to Muzu, and talk to him. Muzu, look closely at the clothes Link is wearing. Hmm. You really think that changing your clothes is going to make me? Eh? What in the... That is the Zora armor from before. Lady Mipha made that by hand, and yet it fits you perfectly. What is the meaning of this? I understand, do you not? Now you know who her heart belonged to, and who she made this special armor for. The fact that the armor fits Link perfectly should be proof enough that Mipha made it for him and him alone. You have always disliked Hylians, even before the Great Calamity. That is why Mipha never told you. Now now that you know, you must promise to help him save all of us, Muzu. Please, tell us where we can find those chakras we need. Knowing you, I bet you've already figured it out. I never would have imagined that she would make that special armor for one such as he. I do not approve of asking help for a high, for help from a Hylian, but I suppose it is our only option at this point. I'm a proud Zora. That means I will take responsibility for my unwarranted behavior toward you. As promised, I shall tell you where to get as many chakras as you will need. That tall mountain over yonder, it is called Polymus Mountain, and there you will also find Shatterback Point. A terrifying creature has made its home up there. This awful beast shoots volley after volley of shock arrows. Even a single one could be fatal to a Zora. Aha! You must mean that Lionel. He is a man beast, that one. That beast does indeed wield shock arrows. That is certainly one way to collect them. He is vicious, to be sure, but I am certain Link will rise to the challenge. In order to appease the divine beast, I estimate you will need at least 20 shock arrows. Do you think you can gather that many? Why do you still doubt him, Uzu? I have no doubt Link will be triumphant. Okay, Link, let's get moving. The fastest way to Polymus Mountain is to ascend the waterfall east of the domain. That Zora armor should come in handy. Just swim to the waterfall basin, and then go up the waterfall from there. I'll wait at the East Reservoir Lake, right by the Divine Beast. Gather at least 20 shock arrows, and then come and join me. I'm on it. Wonderful. Together we shall stop the Divine Beast onslaught. Well, now, after a lot of persuading, we finally figured out where we can get those shock arrows. The only downside is, they're up there by a giant monster. But you can easily get one right here. A shock arrow. Hey! Who did it? Who stole my shock arrow? You're Link. Finally, I can avenge Lady Mipha. It has been 100 years since you last showed your face here. Now I, Segan, will cut you down myself. What do you mean? Playing dumb, eh? A nice try. You cannot fool me, Champion Link. You were unable to protect Lady Mipha from the Great Calamity. It's been 100 years since we lost her. Poor Lady Mipha. How heartbreaking. I won't fail her again. Ah, of course. Because you stole my shock arrow, that's why. In that case, you take responsibility of appeasing the divine beast Faruta. Well, now at least we got a shock arrow. But before you make your way to Polymus Mountain, you gotta talk to this person.
Yeah.
Good morning. You are Link, right? Why do you ask?
Uh-huh.
Prince Sidon ran off to the eastern gate and he was shouting something like, I'm off to stop the divine beast, and Link the Hylian is coming with me.
Hmm.
I assure you, I assume that means you're going up to Polymus Mountain in search of shock arrows. Yes.
Ah.
If so, I have a request that is somewhat related. There is a red-maned Lionel. There's a red-maned monster called a Lionel that lives on Polymus Mountain. I really need a picture of a Lionel. It can be a picture of any red-maned Lionel, not just the one on the mountain. So what do you say? Can you get me a picture of a Lionel? Understood. I'm glad that was settled so quickly. See, there's this fool in the domain who goads people into jumping off Shadowback Point on Polymus Mountain. It's an incredibly dangerous jump, and this guy pressures people into jumping off by questioning their courage. He's a real bottom feeder. If this keeps up, someone's surely going to wind up horribly injured. I need a picture of a Lionel to show everybody how scary they are. That way, maybe people will stop going up there. Does that answer your question, Link? I didn't have any questions. I'll leave the details to you. Just bring me a picture of a picture of a Lionel, so I can describe them in terrible detail. Thank you. Yep. Now, not only do we have to collect shock arrows, but we also have to get a picture of a Lionel. And it has to be a red-maned Lionel. They say that specifically because, like bokoblins and moblins and basically any other type of enemy, there's multiple different variants of it. The red ones are the easiest, and then there are different colors to define how tough they are to beat. And now we get to see the Zora armor in full action. We swim up to a waterfall. Press A. And boom, you ascend the waterfall like nothing. It doesn't even take stamina. We got a Fleet Lotus seed. Or we got Fleet Lotus seeds, however. Plural. And there were some ducks there you could have shot if you were patient enough, but I think we should just go right to swimming up the waterfall. And here we are, on Polymus Mountain. Now there are shock arrows, like on this tree, all the way up. So you can get as many shock arrows, so try to get as many shock arrows as possible before even meeting up with the Lionel. And you might think, oh, the Lionel's a monster, I'll just take out one of my weapons, such as like my spiked Boko Club, and start hacking away at it. That's not a good idea. I mean, you can fight this beast by all means, I'll just warn you ahead of time. It has a lot of health, and does a lot of damage. It's kind of like a mini-boss. Okay. Okay, so what you want to do, you pull out your camera and take a picture, like I have now. Save the picture, and a second later, before it ends up killing you, teleport back to Zora's domain. And boom, you're safe. And you have the picture of the Lionel. So you gotta go back up here, talk to the person, and you can complete the side quest. Easy as that. You still have to scale back up the mountain again, but there's a pretty worthy prize here.
Hi.
Hello,
Hmm?
Link. How is that Lionel mission coming along? I have your picture. Oh wow, please show me. My apologies, that was not a very dignified sound, was it? But pardon me, I'm all better now. That Lionel, how terrifying.
Oh.
We'll look at this and I doubt anyone would get any reckless ideas about visiting Polymus Mountain. Thank you, I'll tell the children of the domain about this. Maybe that will scare them away from the mountain. Alright, now for your reward. Zora Greaves. This is the only possible way to get these Zora Greaves. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is the only possible way.
Ah.
These Zora Greaves were once made by a skilled craftsman by the order of the ancient Zora King. And now they're fairly common. As you may know, the East Reservoir Lake was created in a collaboration between the Hylians and the Zora. After the East Reservoir Lake was finished, we made Zora Greaves as a token of friendship for the Hylians who came to visit. But over time, the number of Hylians visiting the domain dwindled, and my father had to close his armor shop. These Zora Greaves were the last pair left in stock when he closed up shop. Wearing these, even a Hylian can swim as fast as a Zora. That said, these would be wasted on me, so they are only useful for a Hylian like you. Please take good care of them. Yep. Now, we also got Zora Greaves. Put that on though. And now, I will meet you back at Polymus Mountain. There is another reason why I would suggest doing the side quests when you get up here as well. Because now, when you come up to this area of Polymus Mountain, you won't have to go through the cutscene again. Oh, got a hightail lizard. But that means you can just sneak around the Lionel. Wherever it might be. It's all the way over there. 7 shock arrows. While collecting them, it is suggested that, well, I would suggest at least that every now and then you keep checking on how many shock arrows you have collected. So you need to know how many more. Because while you go up there, in that direction, because it's the quickest way to the Divine Beast after you collect the shock arrows, there are some on the way over there. So I would probably go up there once I would have 18 or 15 shock arrows. The game does say collect 20, but I would just preferably just collect as many as possible. But don't get too risky. Kakrika Villager is a stealth armor, and it reduces your sound while moving around, so that would definitely be useful here. It definitely doesn't make you invisible or anything, just makes you harder to see. There's a shock arrow right there. Why can I not pick it up? There we are.
Hmm.
16 more shock arrows. I mean, not 16 more shock arrows, we have 16 shock arrows. Lionel is right there. Surprised there aren't any, like, more shock arrows over there or something. Though there might be. If the Lionel ever stops moving, that's because it's on high alert. Which means you should also stop moving and make sure it probably can't see you. Now, while these beasts are monsters, they are more intelligent than the rest. Oh yep, I'm screwed now. Now I would suggest running. Though it's still probably not chasing us, I would keep running until you get all the way over here. Because once you are up here, it cannot get you. And now, with 5 extra shock arrows than we needed, we can jump off Shatterback Point. And start paragliding. After you collect all 20 shock arrows, or as many shock arrows as you can collect, but it has to be at least over 20. It has to be 20 or more. And over here, Dr. Prince Sidon. And you have to be wearing your Zora armor. Glad to see you're ready to go, Link. Are you ready for this? You have your Zora armor and enough shock arrows? I'm ready. Wonderful. You never cease to amaze, Link. Now then, let us go and appease the Divine Beast as one. Here we go. Gaze now upon the Divine Beast's back. Do you see those glowing pink orbs? You need to shoot each of them with a shock arrow. With your Zora armor, you now have the ability to ascend waterfalls. So I shall take you right up to the side of the Divine Beast, and from there you can swim up and take aim. I know you can do it. I believe in you. Now hurry up and get on my back. I am ready. Good answer. Now let's get going. Okay, here we go. Haha, I am unstoppable in the water. Ruto is responding to our presence. I'll move away and wait for an opening before we approach. I'll keep going at full speed, and it's up to you to ward off Ruto's attack. Are you ready? The Divine Beast Ruto will undoubtedly use its ancient and mysterious powers against us. That includes hurtling giant ice blocks that we will need to watch out for. I'll leave the rest to you, Link. Yep, now is where you get out your Cryonis.
Break that ice.
And do as he said. You gotta aim at the ice and shatter it before it gets to you. Otherwise you're gonna die.
Shock arrows ready?
don't have to have your shock arrows ready right away, but I would suggest choosing your weakest bow and then getting out your shock arrows. You can break the ice before it comes to you. You just have to be within range. And that's what happens if you get too close to the Divine Beast. You can create a pillar of ice in the way of those guys, and they'll blow up. Like that. I would recommend waiting until you're on the other side. Because if destroy all the ice pieces and you're on the other side, Prince Sidon will still lead to the waterfalls that have no orbs next to it.
Get those shovels. Here we go.
Here's a problem you can run into. You just have to carefully fly over the Divine Beast's back. And boom. Wow, that is an astounding, thrilling sound. Link, look, the water spreading from Ruta has slowed down. Ruta is floating higher. You wanted to venture inside it, right? I'll bring you closer. We're counting on you, hero. Do good work in there.
Well, Link, here we are. Looks like this is where the real work starts. Best of luck. Nice job cutting off the water flow from this divine beast. Show the enemy no fear. I'll see you back at Zora's domain. Farewell.